What's up guys, welcome to the Shrimp Shorty YouTube channel, where today I'm going to talk to you guys about the top 5 gifts you can get for people with guns, or like gun guys, gun girls. It can be very difficult sometimes. But I'm telling you, with this list, it's going to be easy to find out what gift to get for your partner, or friend, or brother, sister, you know, whatever relative you want. And in this list, we're going to kind of ignore price as a factor. I know for some people they might want to spend 20 bucks, 30 bucks, and you can do this. However, some people might want to spend 100 bucks. So with that said, let's get right into the video. Also, nothing in this video is going to be a sponsor, so you know whatever I'm telling you is the truth. But coming in at number 5 is going to be a knife. Now the reason why I say knife is because surprisingly not a lot of guys with guns have knives to begin with. Yeah, they might have some sort of like small little 2-inch blade, but a knife like this, like one that's unique, that's kind of cool. It's pretty handy and they're going to appreciate that gift that you got. Now the thing is, this can range from like $20 to like $200, $300, but as long as you find a good deal, a good looking knife that the person may like, they're gonna enjoy it. And for me, I know I got a good deal on these type of knives, and it's really cool because it comes with a holster and it comes with like this, like look at this is kind of cool, and it just goes right in. You just clip it onto the belt. It's pretty neat. But with that said, knives aren't really much for everybody, right? So let's go on to number 4 on our list, which is gonna be plates. Now I'm not talking about the body armor plates, I'm talking about like steel plates, such as the one you always see in my video. There's still some bullet marks in there. If the person you're getting a gift to likes to go to open ranges where, you know, they kind of just shoot open land on their own, they're gonna really enjoy those plates, because for one, they shoot quite a bit if they're buying plates. 2, it's just satisfying to hear that bell ring once you hit your target. And 3, they're not too overly expensive and they're not too overly or undervalued, I guess. Just be mindful, if you're buying them a steel plate, make sure you kind of know what they're shooting. Like if they're shooting a shotgun slug, you want to get something rated for somewhere similar to that, because something that's rated for 22 steel plate is not going to be able to hold up like an AR-15 5.56 round. Just make sure you're keeping that in mind when buying these things. Again, making sure like you go beyond what I'm explaining to you right now, so that way you get the perfect gift for them. Just for the sake of time, I do kind of just cut everything short, just so that I kind of get the surface level thinking out there. That way it gets a snowball rolling. But yeah, the plates aren't even remotely too expensive. You can find some that are like 50 bucks, but you can also go on the higher end and get some that are like 100, 200 bucks. But if you're still too unsure, you want to go with the safer route, because plates just are kind of confusing. It's a little more complex than what you would have thought. Then coming in at number 3 is going to be your best option. And then number 3 on this list is gonna be ammo. Now this is blazer ammo. This is 9, obviously you read the box. And depending on the market, you can buy some for a relatively good price. However, ammo goes really quick, so unfortunately they're gonna run through it pretty quick. And it's number 3. I would put it as the best, because every guy needs ammo, or every person needs ammo. And while they will appreciate it, it's just gonna go away after a while. And again, this can just range from like, you know, even 10 bucks to like hundreds and $200s of dollars. Like you could just buy a whole bunch if you wanted to get a good value, or you could just buy a little bit for that, you know, friend. But just a little advice, make sure you know what gun they're using, because not every caliber is the same. And make sure you do a little research on the brand, because, you know, some brands might be a little different than others, less reliable, more reliable, and things like that. And coming in at number 2 is going to be the tactical range backpack. Now this is very cool. I don't have one, but just by looking at it, you can already tell it's something that you need. Now it can be used for carrying handguns, but it could also carry a lot of ammo. And it's just very neat, because sometimes it's a little easier to just have something on your back than like to carry like a whole case of heavy like pounds of ammo. Plus it kind of frees up your hands when you're walking down the range, and it's just very all handy. Not only that, but it's only like 70 bucks, which I don't think is too big of a price, but for others it might be. But there's still some deals you can get. Overall, just keeps things organized and on the go, so that way when they're ready to go shooting or on the fly, they can just pick it up and go. And yeah, you can use a regular backpack, but everything just gets all cluttered and messed up. Or, you know, having this backpack, this tactical backpack, not only looks cool, but it's very, very it's just awesome. Now coming in at number 1 in this list might be a little controversial, but bear with me, because also, although this might not be in everyone's budget, like this is gonna be a little crazy, I know. Coming in at number 1 is gonna be a gun. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, so there's relatively like cheap guns out there. Well, cheap can mean different things to people, right? But say, just tell yourself you're a gun person. You love guns. What's the number 1 thing you're automatically gonna want? A gun. I'm not saying you have to buy a $1,500 AR. Like that's beyond like that. I'm not even expecting that. I'm talking about like those cheap, like fun guns. But when I'm talking about are those like those $100 to $200 shotguns, those $100 handguns, 22 revolvers, like 22 handguns. Like there's some relatively cheap guns out there that, you know, it might not be reliable, might not be the best thing to have, but it's still a very cool thing to add to the collection. But a way to just, you know, you could just give him money for the gun, which is a little lame, but it's a lot easier for sure. But I mean, you're telling me, if you're a gun person, you open up a gift and it's a gun, you're not gonna be excited about it, you're not gonna want to go shoot it right that second. Okay, not that second, but you know what I mean. But yeah, the only downside is you do have to do a little more research onto this topic, such as like your state, how you can transfer it, the type of gun, is it reliable. It is a little bit more on the expensive side, such as like ranging from $100 to like $1,500. But also there's still some pretty cheap guns out there from like $100 to maybe even $300. That's probably my max right there. Yeah, that's gonna be my top 5 list on gun gifts for people who are kind of struggling to get like the whole gun thing. With that said, I think the best thing you can do for the person is just kind of know what they want and what they need. Such as if they're asking for and hinting at ammo, then get them ammo. You know, get them whatever they want. Remember, you're not shopping for you and what you want, you're shopping for what the person wants. So with that said, that's gonna be it for today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And what else did I say? Oh, and be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Honorable mention, you could take Ollie. Just message me if you want him. He's being a little annoying recently.